How we doing, guys? Moose here, episode 35 of our Western United career mode. We get back underway just following that Leeds game where we came away with a huge 4-0 victory. Of course, Aaron Cresswell, who actually had come to us earlier when the transfer window was still up and asked for a new contract. He was pretty much the lowest paid player of our starting 11. He's arguably been the top player for us this season, if not, somewhere up there. But he asked for a contract extension with a little bit more money, so I decided, after that game we're going to give it to him. You also feel free to pause if you want to take a look at the Europa League groupings to see who we have. But we have FC 20, CD Nacional, and Legia Warsaw out of Poland in our Europa League group. So that's nice to see. We'll actually get into that in this next game here. But first, we have a Barclays Premier League clash at the Britannia at Stoke City. Always been a bogey team for us thus far in this career mode. So we'll see if we can snap out of things and pick up a victory here against them. They have Butland in goal. Arnautovic, new signing Vossen up top with Bojan out on the right wing, looking to create some havoc against us. So we'll see if we're able to do anything in terms of generating offense. We've really struggled a little bit to generate offense so far this season besides that Leeds game. But we come out with Carroll and Valencia partnering up top, Downing sitting just behind, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Chiate and Noble in midfield, and Kulu and Reed partnering in the center of defense, Cresswell and Jenkinson in the fullback positions, and Adrian starting in goal. But we get things underway in just the second minute here. Great little tackle there. Ball comes away to Stuart Downing, plays it forward to enter Valencia. We come forward with a fantastic counterattack. Eventually finds a way to Oxlade-Chamberlain. He hits the ball straight into the arms of Jack Butland. He's just able to get a piece of it and knock things away. But Stoke then countering very strong. They're buoyed by the home crowd in front of them. It's a fantastic chance. Cleared away by Cresswell off the line there with a header. And then Oxlade-Chamberlain barges into his man. It's a little bit of a weak penalty. You can see the forward kind of go down really easily. Oxlade-Chamberlain, he's got eyes only on the ball. He's only looking at the ball there. You can see he wants to go for the ball, but it just bounces away from Nzonzi. They collide into each other, and the referee deems it a foul and awards the penalty, which Stoke's new signing Vossen, actually playing in his first game for the club, they said before the game started, comes up to strike the penalty, looking for his first goal in a Stoke City uniform. Steps forward, and he just, look at that cheeky son of a gun with his little chip over the top of Adrian, who goes the wrong way, and it does give Stoke an early lead. And from that point, look at their defense. You can see them. As soon as they took that lead, they just said, we're going to soak up pressure, do whatever we can, and try and come away with a victory here. But Downing plays a great ball to Valencia on the other side of the 18. He gets a head on, and it's a good save by the keeper, Butland. He floats it long. It's eventually cleared away as far as Mark Noble, the West Ham central midfielder, eventually gets the ball from Oxlade-Chamberlain up forward to Downing. He makes a nice little creative run, comes away as far as the former Arsenal man Oxlade-Chamberlain, but his left-footed smash is again cleared away by Jack Butland. Then on ensuing corner, another really good chance. Andy Carroll gets ahead to it this time, and it goes just inches wide of Butland's far post and keeps us from leveling the score just 30 minutes in. Stoke then on a counter themselves. Vossen looking for his second as he smashes one with his left foot from range, but Adrian does really well to get up and make a nice save. Chiate on the counterattack here as Downing comes forward in the 34th minute. Another strike from range, and Butland equal to the task yet again. As you can see, Stoke playing that tight kind of defense. We're not really able to break them down so well in that we can't really cut inside defense. You can see we're just taking shots from range. Oxlade-Chamberlain actually got the most decent chance we've had there, but his deflected effort was again stopped by Butland. So the England under-21 internationals made some fantastic saves. Valencia does really well to work a little bit of space for himself into Carroll, and his header comes off the post. We're just unable to break through and get that deciding goal that will send things all square and allow us to have another chance. Bojan then tries a shot from about 22 yards maybe, pretty far out, and Adrian forced into a really good save, just tips it around the post and allows Stoke City to win a corner. It comes in here, it's cleared away only as far as Maurice do. The American lopes it away. Bojan tries to get on the rebound, and after a little bit of a scramble, we do clear up the mess. Reed then in the 62nd minute trying to start another counterattack. Carroll plays a lovely ball over the top to Aaron Valencia. It's inch perfect as it gets over the head of Wilson. Valencia's through on goal. His shot is saved. Carroll with the follow-up, and he just squibs his shot into the ground. He doesn't get any power into it. He tried to place it, and he puts it right in the arms of Butland. Downing with a free kick in the 86th minute, again trying to give us that equalizer that we so need, and he goes inches wide of Butland's right post. What a great free kick. It's looping there. Butland, even though he looked like he had the post covered, he didn't look like he was so confident on keeping that ball out. And unluckily for us, Downing did put it on target. But then in the 90th minute, extra time, And Kulu is sent off for his second yellow. And just from constant fouls and offenses, he is sent off. But at that point, it really wasn't looking so promising for us. Carroll with another chance, but Butland putting in an MOM, man of the match performance, makes a wonderful save to keep out the header from the big Geordie. Noble on the ensuing corner floats in, and he looks for Carroll yet again. It's flicked away as far as Aaron Cresswell. He tries to bang one from range like he did against Everton, but it's straight into the arms of Butland, who gets down and completes his clean sheet with an unbelievable performance, arguably the goaltending performance of the year. Definitely against us, if not in the entire Premier League. Obviously, we haven't seen every single match, but what a performance Butland put on. We should have beat them 4-1, 4-2, at least had 3 or 4 goals, but he, on this day, was the champion. 57% possession for us, 8 shots, 19 in total, 8 on target, and we're unable to score there. Your 3 stars for the match, I gave Noble 3 points, 2 for Downing, and 1 for Aaron Cresswell, as I thought Noble was unbelievable in midfield. I think he actually played 40 passes, completed passes or something of that nature. It was absurd how well he played. We then get a couple notes from Moncur, who's only played 1 game this year, but he was happy to get in the team as a substitute in our first Capital One Cup match. We also then see Delft says he's happy that he's being selected, or he says he's healthy as he had been out with an injury in that game. He says he's feeling a little bit better and would be available for this game, but I decided not to chance it. I thought, CD Nacional, they're from Portugal. They're a team that usually finishes around 5th or 6th in the Portuguese league. So I thought, you know what? We should be able to come out here with our squad that was similar to what we ran out in the cup games. Creswell and Kulu, Tompkins, O'Brien, Noble, Kiote, Amalfitano, Tiago, our youngster, with Wickham up front, Nolanson just behind, and I actually gave Thomas the opportunity to get the start in goal coming against the team. I thought, we should have a good chance of beating. There's not a huge number of names on CD Nacional, but you can see they come out in a 4-3-3, trying to create some opportunities with a little bit of pace that they do have on the wings and set up opportunities for their number 9, Sook, to try and finish things off. But Wickham played through in the 4th minute here, uses his strength to get on the ball, get around Rodriguez. Great chance for Connor Wickham, and his shot just inches wide. It's something that we're really struggling with at this moment in time is our finishing. We've gotten plenty of clear looks. Valencia had a one-on-one in the last game. You see Wickham also had the one-on-one this game. We had plenty of chances with opportunities with clear strikes from about 18 yards away, and we're not able to finish. And then CD Nacional makes us pay. The Portuguese side floats a lovely cross in for Sook, their number 9. And it's one of those plays that it's such a perfect ball that unless Thomas gets ahead to this, there's really no way you're keeping out. Sook nearly actually messes it up too. He gets underneath the header, but luckily he's so close to the goal that it just rockets off the underside of the crossbar and into the back of the net. And so disappointing for us. We're already 1-0 down, especially when it's our first game in Europe in front of our home crowd. You can see the Boleyn is decked out with the Europa League colors, and we're unable to score. A huge chance there for Kevin Nolan as Wickham laid a header off to him, but a great save by the Nacional keeper to keep the ball in the back of the net. And we're fighting from behind again. It's not really something we want to make a habit of in terms of fighting from behind. Thomas actually makes a wonderful save there with his left leg to keep the ball out of the back of the net on a great setup from Nacional to allow us to stay just a goal down, or we'd have really been behind the 8 ball, so to speak, to be unable to score. Our next game is a rivalry matchup against Tottenham Hotspur, our big Premier League rival, to be honest, although we have really dominated them in this career mode thus far. So that'll be in the next episode. You can see Kiote with another one-on-one chance, but he's unable to score. We really need to be getting our shooting boots on, and this is huge that we're not able to score. But Cresswell does really well to play Kevin Nolan, and he turns his defender, comes in, has a shot, and beats the keeper at the near post, and the chicken man strikes again. Kevin Nolan having a bit of a resurgence this year, you'll have to say. He really, it was hard for him to get in the team last year. He had a great game against Leeds in the last episode, and he gets another chance here against CD Nacional and shows that he is still capable with the ball at his feet. It's a fantastic finish from Kevin Nolan. Really good skill to turn inside his defender, just create enough space for himself. And we do know he's a good finisher. He led West Ham in scoring for a couple of seasons when they first got back to the Premier League, obviously the seasons that preceded our career mode. But he does have that goal-scoring ability in his locker, and you can see the chances that he is able to help create for us, generate, and does eventually get one in the back of the net. A huge goal, because if we dropped, a draw would be disappointing in a game like this, but if we dropped all 3 points, we would really be ruining our chances and just hate ourselves at that moment in time. But a great chance there. You saw us on the counterattack with a huge number of passes, and Thiago's final ball just wasn't there, wasn't able to get a chance on. Thomas with a great save in the 85th minute here. Eventually we lay the ball back to Ravel Morris, who's come on as a substitute. He floats things out to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Out wide to our fullback Joey O'Brien. Floats it in for Andy Carroll, and that was the sitter. That was the chance we need. The big man with the big ponytail, unable to get it in the back of the net to clinch a certain 3 points for us if he to put it in the back of the net at that time. He then creates another great chance as he dips around defender, hits it with his weaker right foot, and he's unable to put things into the back of the net. Aaron Cresswell then deep into stoppage time. The final kick of the game. He's looking for another heroic free kick, but he's just unable to do it. Goes a couple inches over the top of the bar, and that would be all she wrote. So in our first real European test at the Bowen, we're unable to pick up a victory, but we do get a point, and we do show some serious valiant effort to come from behind, get the equalizer, and continue to push, and hopefully that'll be something that we can take into our next Europa League game, as well as our next game, as like I said, we'll take on Tottenham Hotspur. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. You see 55% possession. We just have to work on our finishing as we move on. The 3 stars in this game were Kiate getting 3 points, Nolan the goal scorer with 2, and Thiago getting 1. So that's it for this episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. We'll have Spurs and Charlton Athletic in the Cup in the next episode. I hope you guys like this episode. Continue to subscribe to keep watching into episode 36. And we'll see you then, guys. Bye-bye.